Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. This is Jess from J Rose Alchemic Art, and we are going to be talking about the goals that I had set for myself at the beginning of the year / end of last year for my art and a little bit of this channel in general, as well as looking forward to some future goals in 2025. So let's go ahead and get right on started with some of the goals that I set for 2024 and hopefully see if we met them or not. So one of the very first challenges, or kind of my goals for 2024 that I set for myself, was to try and create more illustrations of my original world, Spookfall Hollow. Now, usually, like every year, I would have worked on it. I really have been fairly consistent with kind of keeping up with the design of the characters of that world and just the world layout itself. And it really came out especially with the Once Upon a Haunted Forest challenge that I've been able to take part in the last few years. This year's Once Upon a Haunted Forest challenge is a little bit different, where it's actually spread out with a prompt every month up until, I believe, March of 2025. So unfortunately, I haven't done as many illustrations as I would have liked to have done, but I did sprinkle in some of them, and I've hopefully, if you follow me on Instagram or seen some of my previous videos, you might have seen some of those illustrations already. So, for example, we have, if you don't notice or know them already, we do have a couple of my main characters in here. So we do have Lucy, Luna, they're the two sisters. They're Cat and Midnight. We have a couple of ghost cats that are intermixed in between. Skelly Wizard is also one of them. And yeah, I just always like the idea of them being able to explore more of their world and just kind of enjoying some of the spookier but cute elements of, whatever might be happening. So there's always a story to share. Sometimes I figure it out as I'm drawing it, but you know what? That's part of the fun and the challenge of making prompts and bringing a story along with it. So in the future, I think that I still somewhat completed this goal for 2024, but I think that it'll be good to continue it into 2025 as well. As far as the next goal goes, another one was going to be that I would work on some more elaborate clay projects. And I think that I did actually complete this goal as well. I may not have had as many large clay projects as the previous year where I did my graveyard scenes or things like that. I did create quite a few different graveyard scenes that I'm really proud of, and I created a clay mushroom scene as well. But yeah, nothing quite, well, I wouldn't say that's true. Fairly detailed. I don't know if it did take me just about as long, actually. Sometimes it's kind of, you never really think about it until you're actually in the moment and you're like, oh yeah, no, I did this, and this to actually make this. But in general, yes, I think I had a lot of fun with creating some really fun and elaborate clay projects, including our little Happy 500. This was the subscriber goal that I met on YouTube here, so if you haven't seen that video, make sure to check it out. But yeah, I think that this was really fun to create this with you guys. And though it may not be as elaborate as some of the other big clay projects that I've made, I think that it's still a good one. Another one of my goals for 2024 was to update the shop with some new images and designs. And I think that I did do this because I did update some of my older listings and added some new items and obviously created more images with them. But I don't know that I would say that I updated everything with the shop in the way that I was imagining. I was imagining like fixing the logo, maybe adding a banner, things like that. And I did that with a couple of things, so that's exciting. And I did create a mailing list and created some designs for that as well. But overall, I wouldn't say that I changed the shop too much. But I also need to be able to, obviously drive more people to it and have them check it out. So I think that'll be another goal for 2025, is to hopefully work on marketing and make sure that if people are interested, then they can be able to find the shop fairly easily. So again, another new goal that will be coming in 2025. These next two goals are kind of combined with each other, so I figured I would just put them together here too. But the hope and the goal was obviously to create some bookmarks that I actually made at home, and then to create more apparel for the shop. So tote bags, sweatshirts, t-shirt designs, things like that. So in the past I have designed some sweatshirt and t-shirt designs before, but I've never actually created a tote bag design, so I really wanted to try that this year, and I was actually successful with it. I was not as successful with trying to make it myself at home. A bit of a learning curve with that, and I think I actually have the proper tools now to do it, so that will be something that will be coming in 2025. However, I did also have some designs that I made with a company. So we have our Phases of the Moon tote bag. Again, if you haven't seen that, that was in a previous video this past year. And it is not currently listed on the shop just because I really wanted to just make sure that I liked the design itself, because obviously when I tried to make it myself, it did not turn out quite the way I expected. And I really do like it. I do plan to bring it to the shop eventually, as soon as I get all of the supplies that are actually needed for it at home. And then I did end up making some bookmarks here, so I am very happy with both of these designs. They are both listed on the shop currently, and they have had some success so far, especially at my conventions. So I think that bookmarks are really fun. I am a very avid reader myself, so I really enjoy the idea of creating these designs and getting to share them with everyone. So hopefully they will continue to be a success, and hopefully people will enjoy them and enjoy using them in the future. So I don't know that I will be creating any more in the near future, but who knows what 2025 will bring. My next goal of 2024 was to finish my children's book illustrations that I was helping to finish with my cousin. And I did actually complete all of the illustrations so far. I think we're just still kind of going back and forth on the story and trying to get that all figured out as well. So I don't know exactly when the book will be coming out, but I do hope that sometime in the near future we will have some exciting news and updates with that. So as soon as I know, I will also share that with you as well. So look forward to that. As for my final art goal of 2024, it was to actually complete my sketchbook here, which unfortunately, again, I did not make it all the way through. I did get significantly farther than I have before though, so that's very exciting. But yeah, it honestly is really nice to have like all these pages kind of filled up already, and I kind of like the idea of obviously I like the idea of keeping the sketchbook and keeping up with it, but I think that it is very fun that, you know, some things that I already had an idea for, but I never quite followed through with them. So looking back on it, it does make me excited and make me actually want to try to go through with some of these designs that I've come up with. So compared to the first page of the sketchbook of 2024, which was probably hereabouts, right around here, just some clay design ideas, as compared to some of the more later ideas here. We have, again, more clay friend ideas and just some general spooky vibes. So I'm hoping that obviously in the following year I will continue to work on this and hopefully complete it before the end of 2025. So we will see what happens. Great. So moving right along into my art goals of 2025 then. So I kind of already touched on this already, but obviously finishing my sketchbook this year is definitely one of my, or next year, because we're still in 2024 currently. Yeah, finishing my sketchbook in 2025 is definitely one of my big goals for this year. I just really like the idea of finally, I've never been one to finish my own sketchbook before. I've always, you know, only done like a couple pages, if that. So this really has been the farthest that I've ever made it in a sketchbook. And it's definitely seen some love over, you know, the last 2 years. But yeah, I just consider that personally a very big goal that I would like to accomplish. And I think that this will actually be really important for me in general. Starting on the 1st of January, I will actually be going back to school for my master's program in nursing. So I know that it's going to be taking up a lot of time, but I think that it is still important to try and keep in touch with my art and just to kind of give myself that outlet. So I think that's why, if I can, I am really hoping to try and do maybe like a sketchbook challenge and at least draw in my sketchbook at least once a day for, you know, a week, or, you know, here and there periodically. So hopefully I can still keep up with my art and keep my skills fresh. So that'll definitely be hopefully one of the goals of 2025. Kind of some other goals that I have for the following year include being able to create some new stationery items. So I feel like in the past I did a very small limited run of notepads, and I think that I would like to maybe redesign some and just bring those back and see if they're a little bit more successful. I created a very kind of simple daily planner design, and I think I'd like to just simplify that even more and just have a general notepad, like a sticky note or type of something like that. So I really want to be able to do that. Hopefully sometime this year. I'm not sure exactly when, but I look forward to at least coming up with the ideas and seeing how it goes. And then it's always been a big dream to do like a washi tape design. Again, I would love to at least design it. I don't know if I will successfully produce it this year, or in 2025, sorry. But I think that it would be really fun to at least try. So even if we did like a very small limited run, possibly through Vogue Grace, I think that would be really cool to at least try and attempt it. Some other things that I'm hoping to try within the new year, not really new things, but just again continuing on with making sure that I create some new clay designs and characters, possibly some obviously more detailed work. I feel that this year I was a little bit more burnt out, unfortunately, there was a lot of things that happened in my life, professionally and personally at home, with sick family members and everything like that. So I just unfortunately did not have as much time as I would have liked to come up with ideas and create these new characters and worlds and things like that. So I'm hoping that I have more of an opportunity to do that in the following year. And I think hopefully, using my sketchbook and coming up with these ideas will hopefully help to bring out those ideas and at least give me more time to work on them. So here is hoping that there will be lots of new characters and more detailed artwork and backgrounds in the following year. So look forward to that. I'm also hoping, if you will look forward to it in a future video, I'm hoping to bring some new enamel pins to the shop and just have some fun creating some of those new designs. Enamel pins can be kind of expensive, but I've actually gotten through a lot of my stock already that I've had previously made in the past 2 years, and now that I'm getting kind of low on a lot of them, I figured it'd be fun to just go ahead and design some new ones. So look forward to that very soon. In fact, if you've maybe watched a short or possibly even on Instagram, you might have seen a sneak peek of the designs. So look forward to that though. And then just for this YouTube channel in general, I really want to focus more on some art videos. I definitely did a lot of vlogging, and I think that that was a good idea, just life updates and things in general. But I'm really hoping to get back more into the art making and making sure that I include a lot of drawing, sculpting, things like that in the future with my channel here. So I really hope that you guys enjoy that and will continue to follow along with my art journey. And yeah, kind of the big goal altogether with art in general is just to stay consistent with it. So even though I'm going to be in school and working full-time, I think it's important to have art as my outlet and to be able to, keep up with that. And it makes me happy in general to come up with these characters and designs and kind of express myself creatively in this way. So I'm really hoping that I can continue to do that in the new year. And even if it might be maybe a little bit more slow going than, obviously I would be now, I am still hoping that I can keep up with it and that there will be lots of new things that are going to be coming in the future. And as I did last year, I figured I would talk about my big art goals and, not necessarily in 2025, but just in general. I really want to be able to vend at a bigger convention. Again, I don't know if that's going to be in 2025 or just, again, sometime in the future. I am still going to try and put out applications as I'm able to. But again, I am also understanding that life is a little chaotic right now, so we can only do so much, and that's okay. Obviously, it's always nice to make some art friends and keep the art friends that I have. I'm very grateful to all of you that follow along with this channel that also create art, and for those of you who also follow me on Instagram or TikTok or anything like that. So I really do appreciate you guys, and I always appreciate your suggestions and the sweet comments that you make whenever I do create something new, so thank you for that. And then again, if you couldn't tell, I am more of still learning on my sculpting skills, obviously still very much learning with my drawing skills, but I am really not great at painting, so I think eventually I do want to get more practice with my painting, whether it be watercolors, inks, anything like that. I just am not great at painting in general, and I know I would improve probably if I practice with it, but usually it doesn't end up well, and I think I just don't know the techniques well enough that I would be able to paint something adequately. So I think a big future art goal is to learn more about painting in general, practice those techniques, and then be able to create something really fun and beautiful in the end. So yeah, that is a very lofty goal. I feel like that's going to be the hardest one, honestly. But in general, I think that's okay, and it's good to set those things in mind. But for those of you who have followed me within this past year or in the years past since I have started this channel, thank you so much for following along, and I really hope that you have enjoyed seeing all of the art making on my YouTube channel over the year. I hope to continue obviously with my drawings, my sculpting, making all these new product designs and things like that, so thank you for following along, and I hope that you continue to do so in 2025. But I believe that is all that I am going to have for right now, friends. Thank you so much for watching this video, and please do share if you have watched to the end. Maybe what are your art goals for 2025, if you have any, or just maybe some general goals as well. Or if there is a specific enamel pin design that you would like to see maybe in the future. I'm going to focus on the ones that I have now, but I do want to potentially bring new ones in the future as well, so if you have any, let me know. But otherwise, I hope that you all have a wonderful day and a Happy New Year.